What's up everybody, my name is Martin and you are watching a new video. Today is June 6th, 2025 and that means that today is D-Day. And it's 81 years ago that the Allied forces, France, Americans, British, landed on the beaches of Normandy. And this year I am not there, but I have a lot of video content which I still need to edit about Normandy and my trips that I did so far. So I will upload, if I find some time, those videos in the future. But for now I am not in Normandy, but I am in Belgium, and I just went to the gas station to get some gas, and I came across this little monument here, which I'm going to tell you all about in just a little bit. And right behind me over there, there's also a very awesome thing which I'm going to show you. But for now, I am going to show you what monument this is. So, as you can see here, there is a plane on the stone, and it is for the crashed Lancaster ND 715 PHR, and it seems that all the people on board left their lives, and it crashed on the 23rd of April 1944 together with 595 other planes. Lancaster ND 715 was flying to Düsseldorf, to the industrial heart, to bombard the place. It was fighting with the night hunters from the German Luftwaffe, and apparently this plane got hit and it crashed in the fields of Dendil. And it is assumed that the plane exploded and the pieces of the plane were spread out over a very large area. The people who died in this crash, one was of the Canadian Air Force and one was from the Australian Air Force.
April 1944,
they are buried
Lancaster
in
ND 715
Schoonselhof
of the 12th Squadron
cemetery
off from its
Antwerp.
base in Wickenby, Lincolnshire, at around 22:56 hours, together with 595 other aircraft, including 322 Lancasters, 254 Halifaxes and 90 Mosquitoes. They were to bomb the industrial complexes in Düsseldorf. During these bombings, 2,150 tons of bombs were dropped. 56 factories were hit, 7 of which were completely destroyed. Because the bombs fell widely, no fewer than 2,000 houses were hit and more than 880 people were killed. Lancaster ND 715 was shot down on the 23rd of April 1944 at around 7 minutes past 1 during an air battle approximately 100 kilometers west of Düsseldorf. As the crow flies, this is equal to the distance from Düsseldorf to Molpostel. Pieces of the aircraft were scattered over a large area, which is why it is assumed that the aircraft exploded in the air. The crew consisted of Flight Sergeant James Harvey, he was the pilot, and he died at the age of 23. Flight Sergeant Frederick William Barnett was the flight navigator, and he died at age 27. Sergeant Robert Speedy Smith, RAF flight engineer, died at the age of 20 years old. PO, I don't know what that stands for, Douglas Francis Malyon from the Royal Canadian Air Force, he was the bombardier and he died at the age of 22. Sergeant Clifford Henry Thompson from the RAF was the radio operator, he died at the age of 21. Sergeant William Harbour from the RAF was the back gunner, died at the age of 19. And last, Flight Sergeant Rex Valentine Donoa from the Royal Australian Air Force was the tail gunner, and he died at the age of 21.
The sun is very nice, shining, but I think it's shining right in my camera. But yeah, you can still see some. Right in front of me and behind you, because you're at the other end of the camera, right over there is a forest. And it is said that the plane crashed in the fields next to this little river that is streaming right over there. There's a river going. But if the plane exploded, I don't know how it happened, because I wasn't there, obviously. It might be reasonable to assume that at least some parts of the plane came down in this forest, because behind this forest there are actually some fields, and I'm not going to walk over there right now, because first of all you won't see anything, and second of all it is just quite a big forested area, which I'm going to show you on a picture which I'm going to insert in this video. But all in all, it is quite interesting and sad at the same time, of course, that in this location one of many Allied planes crashed, because in this area a lot of planes were coming over and a lot of planes were coming down due to the fighting, and it's very sad that the crew from the plane lost their lives, like many other young men, but they were fighting for the liberation of Europe, and of course by just bombing the hell out of mostly Germany, it is going to take a while to liberate Europe. But as we all know, on the 6th of June, today, 81 years ago, the Allied forces invaded the beaches of Normandy and went doing a lot of fighting to make sure we can now live in peace. And as you may have noticed, I have been walking on this little path for some time now, and there's these little stones, and I'm actually wondering where this path is going. So I'm going to follow that for a bit, see where we turn out. So over here the forest is getting a bit more dense, or the overgrowth on the path, and I am just walking here in my shorts and a t-shirt. So now we are on a big adventure. Oh my. Alright, let's see how we gonna do this. Okay. Turned out that path was leading to another road, but there's something right behind the corner. It seems that there is a sluice, or whatever you want to call it, right over here, which is pretty cool. I don't know, it's not allowed, I'm sorry. I was hoping to climb over the chain and see down there, but I'm not allowed. But the other thing which I was going to show you in this video, I can give you a very nice little sneak preview of right now. It is right there in the distance, and as you can see, that is an original World War II Bailey Bridge. I am filming this with my phone because it just so happened that I didn't bring my camera, because I was driving home from the gas station. So I hope the quality will be turning out decent. But yeah, I am going to walk in the direction of the bridge now, see what I can find about that, and I am going to tell you a little bit more about that. Excellent. Right over there is the British Bridge, and right over here I find this sign, and it says they are here. And as you can see, there are some photos here. I'll tell you a little bit about that in just a little bit, but I'm gonna explain what is on the sign because everything is in Dutch, and I can imagine not every of my followers is able to understand Dutch. So on the 13th of September 1944, the British liberate Mol, which is a small place just around here, and in the area there is going to be a place to cross the channel. And as you could see earlier, there was a sluice which is called SOS 6, and I think that it is explained here that it was supposed that the Allied forces could cross on the sluices, which of course is now a place, and it would make sense to cross right over there. Kasteel de Maat, which is over there. So the British tanks and scout vehicles move out on the 16th of September together with some Mols Belgium. Without too much difficulty they reached the castle, and the castle is abandoned. The Germans blew up the tower before they left to make sure the Allies couldn't use the tower to put in men there to use it as an vantage point or a lookout post. When the Germans crossed the channel, they also blew up the bridge. Now this part, on the 18th of September, General von der Heydte, which we know from the 6th Fallschirmjäger Division, who were fighting in quarantine in Normandy against the airborne troops, took refuge in the Abbey of Postel, which is also a small place around here. Cannons were put up, the barns were used as ammunition depots, and the British artillery started to put heavy fire on the abbey. The points where the British were sitting were SOS 3, which I also think is a sluice, and the villages of Bladel and Bergijk. Also the abbey is full with refugees, and as you can see here, the pastor from the church took a sneaky photo of the Germans. On the 22nd and the 23rd, the Germans move out, and on the 23rd of September, the Allies arrive at the Abbey. Without any fighting, the Allies can take over the Abbey. And after the Germans have left, the British put up the bridge, which is a Bailey bridge, and it was supposed to be temporary, but it's actually still lying here, which is very cool, of course. And the British man Donald Coleman Bailey designed the bridge in 1940, so separate troops could put up bridges on locations where the bridges were blown up. On this photograph you can see how the bridge is being built, but this is not the bridge from this location, but it's in Ravels, which is also a small place a few kilometers from here. I hope that was a little bit understandable for you. I will try to edit it as good as possible, but for now I'm going to take a look at the bridge, and there's a lot of traffic crossing, so I hope there will be a possibility to walk to the other side and show you a little bit around over there. Right now I am driving on the bridge, as you can see, and yeah, it's really cool. Piece of history which is still laying around here. Okay, I'm going to the right here, see where we can park. Yeah, so there's a lot of traffic going on every time, so it's quite difficult to actually walk across the bridge, but yeah, I drove over it which is very cool. Right over here there's also a little sign and it tells a little bit about the bridge. Nothing special, nothing that I already mentioned, so I'm going to not spend too much time hanging around over there, but I'm going to try to get a little bit closer. And it is quite noisy actually, but just look at how cool this is. Still an original Bailey bridge. There's actually two pieces, because there you have this part and then there's something in between and then there's a second part, so that is really cool. And this is also very convenient. I am now standing underneath the bridge, so you can also see how it is made. So you have all these metal beams here and they just put some wooden planks on top of there. Currently there's no, oh, actually there is. I thought there was no traffic coming on, but it just keeps going. And right over there and here, I think that is the location where the original bridge has been. Because yeah, you can see the design right over there is basically the same as on this side, so that is also very cool. Right over here I am almost at the side, and you can actually see how the bridge is made up. So you have that platform over there, then you have these cross beams, and I think by this part it is supposed to be secured. Right over there there's some more, and here too, and yeah, by doing that they can put on these beams, and on top of that they can put up the planks, which have been renovated, as you can see, because I can imagine nasty creatures. Can imagine that the wood after 80 years was in a very, very bad shape. So I think it's really cool to see that the bridge is still up and they want to keep it intact, keep using it, and at least take the time to renovate it. And since I'm standing here anyways, you can see right here 1944, and there's some more stamps, which is also here. I think it was saying England, I'm not too sure about that, but all along this bridge you can still see stamps, which is actually very cool. I love this. Okay, by now it has became a little darker, because I'm in a road which is very much overgrown with these very old trees. So who knows which German was walking down this path during the Second World War. I don't know for sure, but what I do like is I was looking for that bridge. I drove past it once more a few months back, and I was planning to come by here and make a video about it, but I couldn't find it anymore. And last week I was driving here, going back from filling up my car back to the Netherlands, and I was hoping to cross this bridge, which I didn't. And now, just by checking out Google Maps, I found the memorial for the Lancaster, and together with that was the Bailey Bridge. So I think that makes a very good video, and for now I'm going to walk down the road for a bit, because I see some old buildings here, which I'm going to show you also in just a little bit. Let's go there. Okay, nothing too special to see here, so that isn't really worth filming. Right over there you can see, which looks like a creepy old villa with the horror movie tower on top. And God knows which famous German was staying there. Okay, so that was it for this video. I think it was really interesting to learn once more something about the Second World War, and I very much enjoy that, as you might have mentioned by now, because I've been doing a lot of filming the past few years. So every time very cool to visit new places and learn a whole lot more about the war. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down below in the comments. I will thank you once again for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Thanks, bye bye.
I feel like